Hi guys, Olivia here with Carnivore Queen 31. I'm so sorry it's taken me so long to um, get more videos uploaded. I have a bunch of stuff to catch up with you guys. I've been having a lot of health issues. None of them are due to carnivore diet. I'm still on the carnivore diet, but right now I'm kind of doing more like a keto carnivore because even though I was doing carnivore for so long, for some reason my kidneys are still better than they were before, but not good enough to where I can get off my insulin. I was off my insulin for a while, and then I had to go back on insulin right after my defibrillator went off last year, and when I was shocked. Ever since that happened last year with me being shocked from my defibrillator, my insulin has gone out of control. My sugar levels have been high. I've been having a ton of problems with my heart, having a lot of shortness of breath, headaches, a lot of bruising because they had to put me on medicine called Eliquis. I can show you one of my bruises right now. I don't know if you can see it very well. It's kind of hard to see it at that angle. It's a lot less swollen than it is now. Whenever I got it, you can see it's right there in that circle right there. It's really hard to see it with the lighting. The lighting is really bad. You can kind of see it now. It's not nearly as bad as it was. When I first got it, my whole entire ankle and foot were swollen. Now, my ankle is finally not swollen. They rushed me to the hospital because they thought, oh my God, she's got a blood clot. Because even though Eliquis helps to prevent blood clots, they can actually cause them as well, too. You can't just take it and then stop taking it either. You have to keep taking it, which I kept taking it, but I mean, they're telling me I can literally just tap my arm on a cabinet or something and I will get a bruise and my arm will start blowing up and swelling up. So they probably are going to have to switch my medicine because I'll end up having too much internal bleeding. So I'm a stroke risk. Ever since the defibrillator went off, this is the new diagnosis added to the ones I have already. And the ones I have already is diabetes from my kidney disease and heart failure from preeclampsia from the last child that I had. So I got diabetes, kidney disease, and heart failure. After, it was sometime in November last year, after my defibrillator went off for an inappropriate shock because of the fact that I have afibrillation, which is where your heart is like racing and it won't calm down. Like you will be sitting and not doing any activities, and your heart is like doing a marathon, just racing and racing and racing and racing. It shocked it. That happened, and ever since that happened, they put me on the Eliquis because now I'm a stroke risk. That's one of the new ones, is a stroke risk. Because whenever it's pumping all that blood into my heart really fast, because my heart is racing, I could get a clot from that happening, and it could give me a stroke. So the Eliquis is to thin the blood so it's not too thick, so I don't get a clot in my heart and then get a stroke from it. So I'm a stroke risk now, which I wasn't before. And because of the Eliquis they put me on now, I'm a bruise risk. I can bruise real easily, and I can have internal bleeding as well if I bruise too much. If I'm not watching what I'm doing. And that's another reason why they want to try to probably put me on a different medicine, because of the fact that I'm already a fall risk as well. So if I fall and get a really bad bruise, I could have too much internal bleeding. So they got to be careful about that. The other new thing that's fantastic that just happened last night at 9:30 p.m. is my defibrillator decided to go and beep. And it sounded like a siren. It sounded like a police car. It was like, and I didn't know that it did that. I knew it did like a low tone beep or beep, 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 like a truck backing up. But apparently it makes 3 noises. The beep, 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 beep is like a low tone alert, apparently. And the long beep, like that, means that you're close to a magnet and you need to get away from that magnet, and then that beep goes away. But the low tone beep, 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 like a truck backing up, that one is for like if your battery is going low on your defibrillator, which mine shouldn't be going low. I've only had my defibrillator for 4 years. I'm just now starting to have those issues with it, like last year with it going off inappropriately for the afibrillation. Now, last night, around like 9:30, it did that noise, which apparently that's a high alert, and the beep, 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 beep one is a low alert. It's not to make you panic or freak out. It's just so to get your attention so you call your doctor. It freaked me out, though, because honestly, the reason I haven't been making as much videos for another story another time. Right now I'm going through a divorce. So my little girls, I have 3 girls. They're all really, really young. They're under the age of 11. My youngest is 4. They want to try to sleep in my room sometimes because, they're scared. They're confused on what's going on with the divorce. And one of them, my 4-year-old, especially, she keeps bringing her toys in my room, and she leaves the little cars on the ground. And one night I was walking to go to the bathroom, and I stepped on one of the cars, and it went wee 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 wee. I seriously thought last night that one of them, or my 4-year-old, had put that police car on my bed. And I thought, oh my gosh, it's the alarm from the police car. And I was like looking around, and I was like, it went on for like 30 seconds. I was like, no, that is not a toy. That is not a toy. And I'm like looking down, and I'm like looking at my chest, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's coming from my chest. I didn't even know that the defibrillator could make that noise. I thought I had to make fun of it. I thought it was funny. It hurts a lot right now. Like I have chest pain and shortness of breath right now, but I had to make fun of it. I had to make light of it because I have so many health issues. I mean, I don't want to always be depressed and sad all the time, so I got to make fun of it. I'm sorry. I know a lot of people don't want to do that, and they don't like to make fun of the health issues, but I don't know. I feel like you got to make fun of it a little bit because, I mean, it's either that or you just mope and dope all day long being sad and depressed, and I already had enough of that with being depressed and sad, and going through this divorce is already depressing enough, so I got to make fun of it a little bit. Anyways, I looked around and I couldn't find toys nowhere. And I'm like, okay, they actually did pick up all their toys and take them out of here. It wasn't from that. And I'm looking down and I realized that was from my defibrillator. So I have this little thing next to my bed that scans it. It's called Medtronic is what the device is called. It's a Medtronic scanning device. And you hold it over your Medtronic device that's in your chest, and it'll scan it, and it'll send that scan to the Medtronic clinic in the city, because I don't live up in the city, and they'll check it, and then they'll tell me whether or not I need to come in or not, or if there's something wrong with it. And I called this morning after I had sent that scan last night and told them that I sent in a scan, and they're like, okay, we're going to get this message to the doctor, and we got in your scan. She's going to take a look at it, and she'll call you back in just a little bit. And she asked me what was the sound that I heard come from the device, and I was telling her it made like a police siren sound. It was just like, wee, 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 wee. And then she started panicking, and I'm like, what's wrong? Is that a bad sound? And she's like, no, but that means high alert. And I'm looking on your file, and you just got this defibrillator 4 years ago. So that's not good that you're getting a high alert. That means like something is actually wrong with the device. Something's wrong with it that the doctor needs to check. So now I'm panicking. And she's like, no, don't panic. And don't worry. It's going to be just fine. And I'm like, oh, goodness gracious. Why are you panicking and then telling me not to panic? Because I'm panicking because you're panicking. Oh, it's a big farce. I had to go to the city anyways today or I have to go to the city today because of the fact I have to talk to my lawyer about the divorce. So I'm already going to be up there. So I'll just go up to the hospital and have them scan it and see what's going on. Hopefully I don't need like no emergency surgeries. I've read online a little bit that normally if that goes off, it means something could be wrong with the pads. There could be something wrong with the leads. There's like these little pads in there, which I don't think mine has pads. I don't know. That must have been like a really old review that somebody put on there about the pads go bad, because mine doesn't have pads. This thing doesn't have pads that shock me. It's just that little mini device, and the leads go into the big vessels, the big arteries in your heart. You have 4 like chambers, and it goes, and I actually only have 3 leads. So 3 leads go into the big main ones on the heart. I can't remember if there's 3 or 4 on the heart. I'm sorry, I'm not a doctor, and I'm still learning all the medical terminology. So if I don't say something right, please don't feel offended. I'm not a doctor or a nurse, and I don't know exactly what veins they're in. I just know that they're in 3 main chambers of my heart. I can't remember if there's 3 or 4 main chambers of your heart. Is it 3 or 4 or something like that? But I got 3 leads. Anyway, I was reading up online, and they were saying sometimes the leads go bad, or sometimes the pads go bad, which mine does not have pads that shock me. It's the leads that shock you that go into your veins. And then it was saying something about the battery going bad. And I'm like, well, my battery shouldn't have gone bad. I've only had it for 4 years, and they said it lasts 7 to 10 years. I don't know why it would have that warning sign 2 years before it would even go bad. Or 3 years, actually. Because I'm on my 4th year now, so it's still another 3 years to go. And it says 7 to 10, but I don't know. It could go bad early because of the fact that I've had so many scans. CAT scans. I don't know if the CAT scans wear your battery out faster. I've been in and out of the hospital for the AFib, and then the anagram that they did, and then the bruising with the Eliquis, and then the stroke problems, and then I've been getting colds and flus constantly, and then now this. So I don't know if going and doing CAT scans constantly like that hurts the battery. It's definitely possible, because even though the CAT scan's not like an MRI, it is a really big magnet. So it could shorten the life of the battery. So I will have a video later today about what they said, and I promise I will. I'm not going to just say that and then not do a video. Oh, I wanted to show you guys this too. Let me look here. I'm still doing the keto. I just mixed a little bit with the vegetables because I was having problems with my sugar getting too low. Okay, but with my heart failure, and especially with my diabetes, my blood pressure was going up and down, which I don't know if it means because the carnivore's working, and because it's working, my medicine is probably too strong. I talked to my doctor, and he says that he's not going to change any of my medicines, because the medicines I'm on is not just for my blood pressure, but it helps to strengthen my heart with heart failure. So, and then my diabetes, my sugar levels were actually dropping. So they decreased my insulin, and I only take certain amount of insulin if I eat certain vegetables. That is the only thing that I've put into my diet, is a little bit of vegetables, sometimes fruit. But I still steer far and clear away from pastas, breads, peanuts, nuts, peanut butter. I don't eat apples and bananas because that messes with my sugars. It's still really honestly just like carnivore, but I have sometimes broccoli, spinach, green beans. Done. That's it. I seriously do not put anything else other than that. And a bunch of water, sometimes coffee. Now, this picture shows a picture of the meat with the bread, but it's just the meat in the package, and the meat tastes fantastic. So you don't know it says to eat it. It's called Cochinita Pibil. Okay, I'm not pronouncing that right, but the brand is Chata. It's Mexican meat. You can see here on the back on the label. Look at that. It has some carbohydrates, but that's still not bad.